July 28, 2011, and I am here with Tony. Tony, how you doing today, sir?
Not so good.
And why is that, Tony?
Well, I've been unemployed for almost a year now, and I've been looking for jobs everywhere, and it's not happening.
I know that Blythe is a community that's very limited in jobs, and personally, I've come in contact with many families right now that are really pushed to the limits. Some of these individuals a year ago, you would never have believed that that they would have been brought down to their knees to the point that they're at right now. But yes, you're right. Blythe is a small community, limited in resources, but we do have a solar power project that's coming into the community of Blythe that's going to be a $2.1 billion project. Do you believe that this project is going to be the answer to many families in the community of Blythe that are currently in your position?
Well, I've been hearing on the streets, like that's where I live, that it's going to happen for people to be better. And I sure hope so, because I'm in need in that position. I've been looking for work for a long time, you know, and I heard about this job, the solar power system, and I just recently heard about it, like about 2 weeks ago, and I'm waiting for that to happen. But with my luck, I lost my wallet, I don't have no ID, I have no money, I can't go get me an ID.
So you're really up the creek without a paddle, and living in a community that's very limited, it makes it even worse.
That's desperate.
It's desperate. You're living on the streets.
Yes.
What advice would you give the city council in order to be able to bring employment to the community of Blythe to those that really need it? What would you say to them?
I would say, why does it have to take something like this to put people on their feet? When, you know, you're living like kings, you know, and people out here, that's how come they rob and steal and everything. You know, I don't do that myself, but that's the way people do.
Well, I guess when it all boils down to survival, you'll do anything to survive.
Yes.
And those that have never been in that position.
Thank God for the kitchen that you can eat for free. That's because I just came from.
There's a lot of good people in the community of Blythe that have been coming up to me and asking me what's going on, what can we do to correct this mess that we are currently experiencing in the community of Blythe. Our community is tagged from one end to the other. Our children are out of control. There seems to be an influence out there to be able to attract our children to live the life of crime, flashing money. Who do you think is responsible for that?
I think it's city leaders. I was reading the paper. I got it in my pocket right here. Even the police. Officer request information, formal investigation about the chief even. Critical thinking. State investigates.
But that happens to be the community of the Quartzsite. So do you think there's a similarity between Quartzsite and Arizona and Blythe, California?
Yes,
being
I do.
Two rural communities, 20 miles.
They're sister cities.
Sister cities. So you believe that the same corruption that's taking place in Quartzsite is the same corruption that's taking place in Blythe?
In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, I think so.
So hopefully we'll be able to get some results here soon. You know, personally have been affected in the community of Blythe. My family was totally destroyed for the fact that I voiced my opinion. I saw the needs of the children in the community of Blythe, and that was my platform, because our children are the future of America.
Yes.
And
exactly.
It fell on deaf ears, and after I made my statement that I made in the community that I had recently moved, I was ostracized.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, my business was banned from many of the businesses here that would have supported it if I had kept my opinion to myself. But here we have 20 years plus later, and the community is worse off than it was back then.
I've only been here 5 years, and it's like you say, it's getting worse.
Well, if we have our city officials looking at this, we need you to really make a difference and start changing the policies that are being implemented right now at City Hall. If you're individuals at a county level, we ask you that you come down here and investigate and do what's right. Do the honest thing, the upright.
Yeah.
And if you're state
Don't
officials,
just think about yourselves.
we ask you that you hold the integrity of the state of California above and beyond local city officials in remote areas that are conducting themselves in questionable behavior. And for our nation, think about what you're doing to the American family by allowing the chain of events unfold before your very eyes. And
Yes.
if you stick your head in the ground like an ostrich does, and you ostracize yourself from the problems, that doesn't mean that the problems are gone. All that means is that the people...
You're hiding from them.
All that means is the people are being inflicted more pain, and after so much pain and tragedy unfolding in the families of these rural communities.
I walk these streets every day, and I can't believe how many places are shut down.
And
how many
and
places,
graffitied and graffiti.
and graffiti, and you know, it's sad, man.
The business license here in the community of Blythe exceeds the business fees from the communities of Southern California.
There you go.
That's unbelievable. We have nothing here to promote, and yet we want to charge more for our business license. How can we, as a community, prosper when we're not on the same playing field as the other communities?
Because people, you and me, have to speak up at the way we are, at the community council or whatever.
Well, I always believed that I lived in the greatest country in the world. I always believed that,
So we think
that America is the land of opportunities for those that wanted to move up legally. And I also believe that we could live the American dream, come from nothing and become somebody, be able to touch lives throughout our great nation. I love reading about famous people that made America in the early 1900s. Mr. Ford, Henry Ford, is one of my greatest heroes. The guy came up with the assembly line.
Yeah.
That says a lot. That means that you have assembly line. Think about it.
I know.
An assembly line is a unit that starts with
everybody.
nothing,
Yeah.
and it puts something that's of value. And that's what we
helping
live.
each other.
We live in an assembly line of society. And somewhere down the road, we lost what it means to be the assembly line of society, of humanity.
Exactly.
And for that reason, we have the gap of the super rich and the super poor. There is no longer a middle-class America. The visions of middle-class America that were forged by individuals like Mr. Ford and others great leaders like him have become a thing of the past. Will we allow this, America? That's what I'm asking. Will we allow this? Anyway, thank you so much. And would you like to close this video? How would you like to close this video?
I appreciate you interviewing me, because I really had a lot to say. But sometimes I can't say it right. But you are right about everything that's happening in Blythe. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right.
Thank you. You have a blessed day.
You too.